Joshua 24:15. But if serving the Lord seems undesirable to you, then choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve, whether the gods your ancestors served beyond the Euphrates, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. Anytime that I'm doing research, I normally will find articles on history.com or the Britannica Encyclopedia website. So let's talk about New Year's resolutions or the history of New Year's. Let's first start off with looking at where does January, the actual name, come from. It says the Roman Republic calendar and Julian calendar both recognize January first as the beginning of the new year. And it talks about the name January coming from Janus, the Roman god of the beginnings. That's his namesake. Let's look at another one. Going back to history.com. At the bottom of the page, it says they believe symbolically Janus looked backwards into the previous year and then head into the future. The Romans offered sacrifices to the deity and made promises of good conduct for the coming year. Basically, like this whole concept of New Year's resolutions. And I'll show another screenshot of that in a second. But let me just go further into the Roman god Janus. So this came from worldhistory.org. And you can kind of pause if you need to read through. Saying he looked both ways. Talked about the importance of his name. He protected the start of all activities. Okay. So continuing on with the whole concept of New Year's resolutions. In the middle of the page, it says, the practice of making resolutions for the new year is thought to have first caught on among the ancient Babylonians, who made promises in order to earn the favor of the gods and start the year off on the right foot. They reportedly made a vow to pay off debts and return borrowed farm equipment. Moving on, still history.com. If the Babylonians kept to their word, their pagan gods will bestow favor on them for the coming year. If not, they will fall out of the gods' favor, a place no one wanted to be. So again, y'all see where I'm pulling this information. You could go read for yourself. This is just something that I wanted to share because I wish that before now I knew about this stuff and knew the history of this stuff. So I want to end with just these two scriptures here, Romans 2:2 and James 4:4. We are not to be conformed to the world, and we are not to be like an adulterous people where we have friendship with the world. Are we not being friends with the world when we are doing things that the world does, celebrating things that the world celebrates that God did not call us to? In all actuality, Exodus 12:2 tells us when the new year is. It says, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. When you go to, and make sure you're asking God, pray, what Bible should I be using? What commentary should I use? KJV to me, I like the most, but let's just look at what it says in the footnotes for that verse. Because of what the Lord was about to do in the current month, the Israelites were to consider it the first month of their year, the beginning of months. Its Canaanite name was Abib, and its Babylonian name was Nisan. It overlaps with portions of our months, meaning like the calendar we use now, of March and April. And something that I've seen in other videos, it actually explains, or people make the really good point. The start of something is a change. How are we celebrating the new year in January? So that right there should kind of point or give hint or clue that something's not right here. This is not the beginning. The beginning to me would be the start of spring. That is a new season beginning. But that's just something else you can kind of look at. So I pray that this was a blessing.